that little Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305, better said Mr. Worldwide. Put it down right now with DJ ANARCHY and the Tropical Takeover. Globalization, Channel 13. Dale. Welcome to the Tropical Takeover show with yours truly, DJ ANARCHY. And you already know this is the show where I feature all the hottest artists from all around the globe. And today I got a very special guest in the building with me. I got the beautiful, dynamic, and super talented Debbie in the building. What's up, Debbie?
What's up, DJ ANARCHY? How you doing? Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure having a female artist on the show.
Thank you.
So as we say in the Caribbean, big up yourself.
Hey.
Hey. And also I must commend you on your hairstyle. I love it.
Thank you. You know, I gotta represent the fro. Hey. Gotta bring it back.
So Debbie, for everyone who are not familiar with Debbie, could you tell me who is Debbie? Where are you from?
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm. So my name is Debbie James. I was born in Paris. I grew up in Israel. Always been doing music. Moved to America when I was 17. I couldn't speak any English. I thought I could. I really thought I could. But then I moved to America and I was like, oh, wow, I have a lot to learn. And yeah, I've been working on music ever since I was 17. I had to go through learning the language, learning the business, and it's been a journey. It's been a great, not easy, but amazing journey that brought me to where I'm at today. So yeah, Debbie James.
So you said you decided to pursue your musical career at the early age of 17, right?
Yes.
Could you tell me what are some of the struggles you faced?
Oh my God. So, I can start first of all with, life hasn't been, easy. I moved to America after my mom passed away. My mom committed suicide when I was 17. My dad, he passed away from pancreatic cancer when I was 5. But I always had this little side of me that wanted to, because, my dad was a big famous actor back in the 80s. He did Delta Force, American Ninja, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. He was Kung Fu Joe. But he died when I was so young. So it was always this part of me that wanted to know more. And I felt like I had to go to America to find out about his family, find out about his legacy. And when my mom passed away, my mom committed suicide. It was kind of like, it was a battle that I was going through, because now it was like, okay, what am I doing? It's either I'm going down or I'm going to take this pain and create something out of it. And by moving to America, I created this journey that it wasn't planned at all. I moved here and then I found out more about my dad and his legacy and how he affected people. I didn't know as growing up in Israel and him being just my father, I didn't know that. And once I found out who my dad was and what a legacy he left behind, I took the pain that I had and I turned it into my journey. And I can definitely say that it kind of saved my life. Because ever since then, it just kept me going. So of course I had barrier with the language. Then I wanted to do music. So it's like I had a very, very rough Israeli accent. And I was like, I got to learn how to speak right. And I got to learn the slang. And so I just started writing. My writing wasn't really perfect, but I just kept on pushing and writing my own music just so I can get into the mood and feel comfortable enough to really pursue a music career. Of course, there were a lot of no's and a lot of people that were like, what are you doing? And, when I pushed myself to go to dance class and put all the videos up and I looked ridiculous and people were laughing. And, it just kind of like gave me more, because I'm not afraid of taking constructive criticism, but it kind of pushed me to want to do better. And this is, I love it because I see people that have been on my Facebook since I first started and they see me now and they're like, I've been getting messages. I don't even know them, but they're like, yo, I just want to say, like, I love to see your journey because I never stopped showing people how I was from day one up until now. And I think that this was my biggest achievement, you know, is to get to where I'm at and to go through all the no's and the laugh and people not believing in you. And, you know, it built me to be Debbie James, you know, and yeah, it's fun. It's a fun journey.
That's truly amazing. It's really amazing to see, you know, you overcome adversity and, as you say, all those no's in the industry. Trust me, I know how it could be for female artists in the industry, you know, to see you up to this point where you are now, actually touring with Enrique Iglesias and doing some other huge things. Do you care to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. Well, this is how I got to it is really fun. With all the work that I put in America, I wanted to do something for my country, especially for my grandma and grandpa. So I just decided out of the blue to just go to this singing competition, X Factor in Israel. And we were doing a Zoom. I was in LA and I was like, you know, we'll see what happened. And I ended up passing. They're like, well, can you be in Israel in 2 weeks? And I was like, ugh. That means I got to leave everything I just did and go back. But that was amazing. And I'm so happy that I decided to do it. Because from there, I passed, I made it to like the third round. Then I got dropped because I got sick. But from there, I got on tour with a guy named Rotem Cohen. Rotem Cohen, he is an amazing singer-songwriter from Israel who used to write for all the biggest artists in Israel, but he got his biggest break once he took Sube Me La Radio, which is one of Enrique Iglesias' biggest hits, and he put a Hebrew verse on it. And it just blew up in Israel. And once I started touring with him, my first show with him was in front of 50,000 people, and we were opening for Enrique Iglesias. So that was my first introduction to Enrique. And I remember just being there and like, you know, nothing against, you know, Israel or Rotem, but I just remember being there like after we opened and we did the show and I looked up to the Enrique, you know, band and everything. And I was like, that's where I need to be. Like, how do I get there? You know, I love what I'm doing, but that's where I need to be. And it's just amazing that, you know, how your mind, you know, when you put your mind into something and you're speaking it to existence, it happened. So I ended up touring with Rotem throughout the entire country and did a whole tour with him. From there, I came back to America and hopped on a tour with J-Lo. I opened up for J-Lo in 3 countries. So I flew back to Israel, opened up for her there. From there, we went to Russia, and then I ended up the tour with her on in Turkey. It was the It's My Party tour. And that's where I kind of like got into the Latin vibe of music, and my audience started changing as well because of J-Lo. Once I finished the tour, I came back, and then I just got a phone call out of nowhere from my girl Laura, who has been with Enrique for 17 years. And she looked just like me. We look like sisters. She have a big afro, and we both, you know, we're rocking the stage the same. And she was like, hey, you know, I'm taking a little break. Do you want to maybe audition for Enrique? And I was like, of course. What do you mean? And then they sent me all the songs to learn. And I was like, oh, they're Spanish. Oh, what am I doing now? But I just, you know, I wanted it so bad that I went into the room for like 2 days and I studied all the songs and how to pronounce it right. And I got the tour and I was just so excited and happy and almost cried. But I was like, I just remember saying it like a year and a half before I got on, like, how do I get there? That's where I want to be. And I've been touring with him ever since. Of course, we had pandemic that kind of stopped everything in the middle, but it's so good to be back on the road right now. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's a blessing. That's truly a blessing. And it's even more amazing to see now you're actually pursuing your own solo career with your brand new single you just dropped like yesterday called Dumb Booty. It's crazy right now. It's all over the internet. It's popping up on all my social media pages. The streams right now is going crazy. Tell me about Dumb Booty. How did Dumb Booty come about?
Oh man. Well, I wanted to, since I got on the tour with Enrique, which is amazing, and I love working with him, but my audience really changed it to the Latin world. And I love Latin music, but I also wanted to bring something that can combine, because I'm so foreign. People think I'm just a sister. And then I start talking, they're like, whoa, where are you from? But I wanted to bring it into my music, to bring the fact that I'm from a different country. And I wanted to bring different worlds together, because for me, music is like a universal language. And especially with everything that we've been going through in the world, like I believe that music brings us all together. So I fell in love with the Brazilian funk, which is an amazing, amazing music. It's kind of like a reggaeton, but it's very foreign, because like in Brazil, they use everything to make music, like everything they got in front of them, they make music out of it. To see how they just create this amazing sound out of everything, I fell in love with it. And I started studying the Brazilian funk, and Dumb Booty came out of it. This is what Dumb Booty is about. And it sounded completely different than what you hear right now. Gabe, who is my producer, I started with him. And he, slowly I told my management, I was like, hey, I really want to get into the Brazilian crowd. So I heard about Conzilla. Conzilla is like one of the biggest record label in Brazil. And they deal with all the Brazilian funk. And I told Aaron, who is my manager, I was like, yo, we got to get to Conzilla. Somehow we made it happen. We met Kike. Kike and Echo from Miami, and my producer Gabe, they all got together and started to create this amazing sound where it can have the Brazilian funk in it. It can still have, can still market to the American community and the Latin community. From there, Echo came back with a great sound, and he was like, hey, you know what? I want to bring somebody else on it. So we had MC Dede from Brazil, who is an amazing rapper, and he brought me Paulino and Randy. They are from the Dominican Republic, and we all came together and collaborate on the song, and that's how Dumb Booty was created. And we flew all the way to Brazil, all the way to the favelas to shoot that video. We flew to Miami. Alan West was the director. Shout out to Alan West. Shout out to Rosie, my creative director, who I got to meet there. And this has been an amazing relationship ever since. I think she's on here too as well.
Yes, she is. Rosie, what's up? What's up, Rosie? Just want to say, hey, big up yourself and on doing an amazing job, of being Debbie's stylist and creative director. So Rosie, hop on real quick. Let me chop it up with you a little bit. Let me find out a little bit about Rosie. What do you do and everything?
Well, usually I'm behind the scenes, so my stars are, Miss Debbie James. But how this whole thing, I guess, came into fruition is my reputation is it started as celebrity stylist, and it sort of transitioned itself into now my own company where I do creative direction across the board. And we do a lot of brand development and image consulting. So when Alan J. West asked me to come on to the Dumb Booty set, he said, I just want you to kind of come, meet Debbie, meet the crew, meet the staff, get the vibe, and then start working your way in the vision and understanding, how can we brand and represent Debbie? So I was there just more so as a prospect and a PA, but when I saw Debbie and, with all the hype and everyone around her, everyone, taking the limelight, Debbie always just stayed humble and cool. And Debbie was always saying thank you to everyone. Debbie was grateful. She was low key. She wasn't acting like the star of the show, but she was just like everyone else. And when I saw that about Debbie, I was like, oh, there's such humbleness to her. And working with a lot of celebrities, I've worked with, from 50 Cent, Ludacris was my first client ever, Melissa McCarthy, Ashley Tisdale, Kendall Jenner, all types of different variants. What makes Debbie special and why, I've taken on the position of working with her directly is you know, she has a different approach. She has a different vision of what she considers stardom. And it's really being grateful. Her gratitude just exudes through her energy. So working with Debbie and being able to create this brand, which y'all are going to see coming out, especially for the holidays. We just did this dope photo shoot. You know, it's important when we're creating imagery, you know, what we're putting out there and what the industry is also expecting. So it's kind of like meeting in the middle, and, you know, it doesn't take much to make Debbie look like a $1 million star, just because her smile alone is just like, you know, captivating. You can see when she's just sitting right. I mean, how do you focus on me when you have this queen over here? But yeah, so that's just kind of what I do in general. I help people build their image and brand.
Hi, baby. And yeah, this is how Dumb Booty got created. You know, and I'm so happy. It was just amazing for me to see how, you know, all these other artists who are so big in their own country, who were just so excited to be on a song with me, like me, little Debbie, who's just, you know, starting. I don't even have the same amount of following that they have. And it's just, that's what I wanted to bring out of this song. So yeah, it's a booty shaking song. It's a TikTok song, but the main purpose of it is to bring all these different worlds to collaborate together. I'm just so happy that everybody wanted to be part of it and are excited about it as me. And yeah.
So Debbie, it's about that time. We're going to premiere Dumb Booty live right now on Pitbull's Globalization, SiriusXM channel 13. And guess what? I'm going to have you officially introduce it. Let's go.
Yes. So please, guys, the song is available on all platforms. Go ahead and download Dumb Booty right now. Let me know what you think. You can go and check me out on DebbieJames.com and go and check out my merchandise. I have my Dumb Booty merchandise as well. If you want to go and rock the Dumb Booty merchandise, go ahead. But please, everyone, Dumb Booty, I'm so excited to finally premiere it. Thank you, DJ ANARCHY, for everything. Thank you for my team, each and every one of you. Probably not going to remember all the names, but thanks everyone who's been part of this project. And Dumb Booty, let's go.
DJ ANARCHY.